Hey guys, Chris here from ASM Scholarships, and in this video today we are talking about what are the easiest sports to get sports scholarships to. Doesn't mean that they're actually like super easy sports, it just means there are more scholarships available for these sports. So if you play one of these sports, or maybe you're like super young, maybe you're like 7, 8 years old, you're thinking about playing college in the future, maybe picking one of these sports to talk to you about today will help give you a higher chance of getting into college. If also you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell. It always helps us with the channel, and also you'll see more amazing content to come about how to get a scholarship. So let's get into it. Lots of stats here to go over, but I'll make it super simple for you to understand. So the first sport is, for men's, is lacrosse. Again, these stats are all US based stats because it's really hard to get all the international stats here for the US schools, so they focus it off the American stats, which still, either way, it's still the most sports with the most scholarships. So it doesn't really matter if you don't have the international data, it still doesn't change this because these are the sports with the most scholarships available. So lacrosse has 110,000 students in US high school playing lacrosse registered in the databases. Of that, you have 14,000 spots at college level, NCAA, NAIA, D1, D2, and all the divisions, which is basically a 12% ratio, which is quite good. Most sports are like 5, 6, 3%, so anything over like 6, 7% is pretty good. Over 10 is even better. So 12% of that, you have 3,200 schools at Division 1 level. About 1,000 of those are scholarship-based programs. You could get a full ride or very high to it at D1. So, and the rest of them are obviously D2 and NIA and these. Obviously, it's a 12% chance. It's not 99%, 95%. It just really stresses to you how hard it is to get a scholarship, but it is a lot easier than the other sports. Next is ice hockey. Ice hockey has 35,000 high school students here in the US registered, and of that we have 3,500 schools with spots for ice hockey players, about a 10% ratio again. Of that, you have 1,700 schools about for D1 level, which is about 1,000 spots on scholarship. So again, very good for D1 statistics. Obviously, the rest of them are going D2s and NIA level. The last one is baseball. This one will blow your mind out of the water. Baseball is 500,000 high school students playing baseball. Far one of the biggest ones. 55,000 students in US college for baseball at D1, D2, NIA level, D3 as well. But D3 is no sports scholarship, so we haven't put that into this mix. 11% statistics, so really lacrosse is still number one, then it's baseball, then ice hockey. D1 has 10,000 scholarships. 10,000 scholarships for baseball, and if you think these stats are good, you wait till we get to the women's sports, it's even crazier. Thought about scholarship yet, but you're thinking, what sport should I play? Maybe you're a parent thinking, what sport should I get my kid into? If you want a free education, these are probably the three you have the highest ratios of getting a scholarship for. But you still have to be a good athlete. Doesn't mean you just get in, right? These are not like 90%, 80%. These are 10%, 11%, 12%. You still have to be a really good athlete, but you have 1,000 more scholarship chances than, say, other sports like rifle or wrestling, where it's a lot lower. It's like 1.5%. Okay, so let's get into the women's sports. Even bigger numbers here, a lot more scholarships, a lot more opportunities for you girls. In ice hockey, you have 10,000 high school athletes playing ice hockey, with a staggering 20% of you guys going to getting scholarships. So there's 2,000 scholarships, and at D1, this is probably the craziest stat, 900 D1. Which is nearly 50%, just under 50%, which is really good chance of making D1 if you're an ice hockey player. It's 20%, the most in any sport we've seen in a few years now. Lacrosse, women's lacrosse, 95,000 US high school students play lacrosse here in the States. 13% of you will go to college here in the US at D1, D2, NIA. 13,000 is the scholarships available. 3,500 are D1. So again, really good ratios. If you play lacrosse, generally, if you're male or female, you're in good luck. So like, you have very good stats. But this is what I've always known about for many, many years. We work with a lot of international talent. Obviously, these are the US stats, right? But I know a lot of international talent for women's soccer. By far, we get tons of players for that one to come here, the US, and also US soccer players as well. 380,000 just here in the US playing high school. I can tell you now, you're looking way into the millions for international for women's soccer. 10% of the US get into college. That's a 38,000 athletes playing women's soccer here. 9,500 D1. That's really good as well. 9,500 D1 players. And the rest obviously D2 and NIA. So these are the top 3 women's sports. We gave you the top 3 men's sports. No surprise, ice hockey and lacrosse both in both categories. But the other sports are still very high, they're just not as high as those. Lots of sports like 8%, 7%, 6%, but the one key factor here, no sport is in the 70, 80, 90%. It just shows you how hard it is to get into a D1 or D2 NAIA junior college. There's millions and millions of high school athletes around the world trying to, including the US, trying to get into college sports, and there's only so many spots. In total, just under 500,000 spots available. And you've got to remember, of that, you got the seniors, you got the sophomores, so you're going to be a freshman, so it's about 150,000 spots a year, because once the seniors go, it frees up new spots. So if you don't start this process early, you will be behind the game. I always recommend to any athlete we ever speak to, 14, 15 years old to great age, to start this process, start recruitment, getting in touch with coaches, getting your name out there. If you don't do that, you will be late. Doesn't mean you won't be successful, but your chances of getting a scholarship do dramatically go down, because if you're good, a coach likes you, has known you for 2 years, by the time you're 16, you'll be getting big scholarship offers. You'll get that first round pick. And you can still get in the second round, third rounds, but you're going to get less scholarship money. Not always, but if you play the percentages, definitely would be the case. And I've done this for 10 years, and I've seen many athletes who start the process late, definitely not getting the better scholarships like the people who started early. So, hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell for plenty more awesome videos to come, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.